Hello chess fans, we're back with another rapid chess video against Rico 2080. So I'm going to go for knight f6, so knight f3, let's go for d5. Okay, we see c4, let's see, what do I want to play? Let's play for Queens Gambit Accepted, and let's go for this a6 variation, because I always found this to be quite interesting. Okay, he goes there. This is very weird variation. I like knight c6 and bishop e3, I remember something like this. c6 and b5 is also very much possible. Knight d7 and a6, I think, though, is usually the advice given. So now e6, and the idea is to go c5 next. And usually this position is around about even. So now c5. And okay, if I could take here, that would probably be good for me. b5, I think, is takes take. I think he just blundered b5. That is a tactic now that I have that I should always probably be vigilant for. Yeah, b5 I think usually works here. Takes, I'm on the queen, I'm on the rook. So I think he didn't see this. And okay, if he goes to go back, I get b4 off, and it becomes unpleasant for black, I think, clearly. Or sorry, for white, sorry. I'm going to be getting some tempos, be getting some nice development to my position, and okay, b4 looks very natural. c4 also takes here, followed by e5 would be winning, so we'd have to take with the queen, and then I get another tempo with this, so let's take here, attacking the knight. Knight takes there is not possible, yeah, so here, knight c6, queen c7, there's no here, there's knight d5, I guess, but I would take here, so yeah, no threats still, probably. So yeah, I think we got a nice position here. Yeah, important tactic to note. Always you have that b5. If he took and took my rook, I would take his queen. So he does go for here. Now this does blunder e5. Now we'll see what his idea was. Clearly he had some sort of idea. Knight c5 is also possible in case he has some sort of tactic here. But e5 immediately looks quite natural to me. Okay, I guess he had bishop queen here in mind. Okay, so that sounds reasonable. So I would have bishop d6 and knight f5. Okay, so he does have some sort of tactics in mind. So okay, maybe I should go here then, or b4 even. Maybe play knight c5 first and then follow it up with b4. And I just realized I never have queen c7 because he is here. So let's go for knight c5. This seems reasonable. Getting a tempo on queen, and yeah, here we're developing our initiative even further. The bishop's coming to b7 after b4 is probably going to be played, and the knight has to go back to here or a2 or something that probably he didn't want to play. And yeah, so the queen has to stay guarding the knight here. So we'll see where it goes. Queen d1 is probably the best move, I would assume, to also guard the rook at this position. And I actually could even take here, something that I hadn't really thought of too much, but seems quite reasonable. And after takes here, maybe like bishop b7, and okay, my position's slightly better. I think clearly black is to be preferred here, but oh, queen f3 I would have here. Okay, so we do see that move. So yeah, b4 knight a2 does not really look that appeasing to me. It doesn't look like I'm better there anymore. Honestly, it doesn't look like I'm better with any move. But I feel like I just should be better here. So I think I'm just going to take here. I think that is my best course of action. B4 is like a move I really want to play here, e3. But b4, I don't know. I don't know. b4 here. Bishop here. Let's say he takes. Where can I go? Can I go like here? e5? Oh, e5 would be nice there. e5 would be nice. The idea is then if he takes the bishop, I have knight d7. Oh, but then he has knight c6. Yeah. And that would be a cold shower. I could go here. Oh, knight c6? I would have bishop b4. Wait a second. Okay, so here, let's say I go here. Then I go bishop b7. If he takes, I have e5, takes here. he takes this way, I take this way. Okay, actually, I like b4. I think I've calculated the tactics correctly. There's no knight c6 because I have here. So now, okay, knight b1. I always hate it when some opponents do this, is where you think for a long time and then they just play a move that's just not what you're thinking of. But yeah, clearly here he does have some sort of idea. Queen d2 would be met by knight e4, so he can't do that. f3 is actually quite reasonable here. Okay, he goes there. That is also quite reasonable. Knight d5 is no longer an option. Let's go bishop e7 and castle. And I guess he can go bishop e2, but I would be able to get this off, which could be good. Bishop f3. I think I would have to take there. Okay, he goes there. Castle seems very natural. Sometimes the most natural is not always best. Yeah, it's possible I could have taken there. I think knight f3 is probably what's going to be played here, and I can at worst win the bishop pair, which should just be slight advantage for me. Okay, he goes there now. So now he's sort of goading me into grabbing the pawn, which, I mean, a pawn is a pawn, is it not? And I think I'm going to take it. I don't believe in your compensation. You're not going to castle queenside anyways, so maybe here, though I don't really want to get your queen to attack. Bishop d5 seems not good whatsoever. Bishop here is met by here, so let's just go bishop back to b7. And yeah, clearly he wants to go for something like this, and we're gonna have to be defending against this attack. So yeah, it's a difficult position, I think, for both of us. I have to go knight e8, and then bishop f6 coming next. I could even go king h8, and I think this is just a wasted move. So yeah, you don't always have to believe your opponent when they say they have some attack, especially because it's going to be extremely difficult for him to castle queenside here. Like queen c2, I immediately have rook c8, and you're never castling queenside, so I guess you could go knight c4, but yeah, it's not like it's easy. Not to mention, okay, bishop e4 there anyways, so yeah, don't always believe your opponent when they sacrifice like this. And I just realized my rating might be a little bit cut off, so 25.04. I dropped a little bit. I was at 25.15, but my computer was having some sort of problems. And also, yeah, I haven't recorded in a while because I had my exams, and now I'm finally done, so I'll get back to recording. And then I have nationals soon, which should be an interesting tournament. Lots of strong players, maybe some strong games are probably sure to be played. So now we see him offering to trade, which I think I should be okay with doing. I might want to go king here first, though, or e5 even. Yeah, e5 looks very reasonable, but he goes here though, so maybe here first. King h8. He sort of has to make a decision on his bishop. King h8, yeah. Okay, looks good to me. Threatening the bishop, so he can sack it if he wants, I guess. So bishop e5. So how about rook c8? I do want to play e5 though. What about takes in like e5? Takes bishop here. Queen d3 would be played, wouldn't it? Okay, let's go rook c8. Activating the rook. He doesn't have any sort of attack, and I'm up a pawn, so I like my position. I think this was very premature by my opponent, but we still obviously have to prove it was premature. The game is not going to win itself by any means. And queen d2 maybe? Then I could trade queens, and that would not be good at all for him for sure. And we'll see what other options are there. Okay, bishop f3. Offering a lot of exchanges does not seem wise in a position where you are down material, but might be reasonable. Could definitely be something that I had not anticipated, at least. Okay. Yeah, I probably take here. This one's probably obvious. Now this one I don't know if it's less obvious probably, but I think I should take there. He doesn't really have any threats, and I want to go bishop here next. I think that would be quite reasonable for me. Bishop f6 is nice. Bishop is really cutting the board in half with this move. Rook d1 is what I think will happen. I could have also gone queen d5, but after takes, I am up a pawn, but he does just have this nice square for his knight, and I have really no way to oppose it. So I'm going to play bishop d5 so that if he goes knight there, that I at least have some way to oppose it. Okay, we see there. Queen b6 looks natural. Yeah, natural and probably very good. And then queen c6 would be my next idea. And then probably sneak into some dark squares here, somewhere, something like this. And yeah, my opponent should not really have any compensation here for the lost material, and he should probably be losing. But obviously, I still have to convert this. I am a little bit scared. He does have some play, but again, we've traded enough pieces to where every move I'm becoming less and less scared. Not to mention knight d4 might be impossible here because I don't know. It just looks extremely weakening. Very, very weakening. I could go queen c6, and if queen g3, I have like queen e4 check followed by like a rook e2, and yeah, I don't know. This does not look easy for him, at least. So knight d4 does not look like a good move here. Oh, sorry, knight d4 just e5. Sorry, that was very dumb by me, but okay. Sometimes you don't see pretty obvious things. So we'll see what my opponent does. I'm not sure what else he could do. No rook d6. He could go rook d7, but then queen c6 even offers a train of queens with tempo. So then b2 would be hanging. If knight d4, then I could take and go rook c2, and I feel much more confident about that position. I could also go, sorry, rook e1 there, yeah, if the rook was on d7. So yeah, I think very nice position here for me. We'll see what my opponent does. I assume they are going to try and create some sort of counterplay somehow, though I'm not sure how. Queen e2, yeah, very passive move, but maybe necessary, unfortunately, for him. So, I mean, immediately that probably defends that pawn. So, what if I just go here? Then rook c1, I could take, win this other rook, and then there I would just be completely winning. But it does create some sort of imbalance, which might be what my opponent is looking forward to look to try and be able to create some counterplay in this game. So, but queen c6, immediately I attack this pawn. I'm kind of inviting knight d4 with tempo, but okay, I get to take here. A pawn is a pawn at the end of the day, so queen c6 looks reasonable to me. And okay, rook c1, I'm taking that. I'm snap taking that off, and oops, sorry about that. And then I win the other rook too. So yeah, we'll see what my opponent does. The knight is kind of annoying, but after d6, like the knight has d6 at least. Here, he might go here. Okay, so we'll see what our opponent does. Lots of different options here for white. And yeah, another thing I got to be mindful of is time. Obviously here I'm down on time. He could even go here. I would go like queen c2 probably. Or queen c4 is even safer. Takes, and okay. At that point the position is clearly much better for black. Though I do have some struggle. So I still have this struggle with developing my pieces, so it might be wise to, I don't know, go for my knight here at some point, or go for e5 followed by this move. Okay, yeah, instantly I'm taking that, and I'm taking this. So we won some more material. I'm perfectly fine with sacrificing my queen. I have ample material for it. Now rook b1 looks quite natural to me, and e5 followed by e5 also looks quite natural. So I might go for e5. I think though I should probably pick up this material. Or maybe pick it up with the bishop actually. Let's take with the bishop here and then go bishop c3. Yeah, I think this is a good idea on my opponent's behalf because they do need to drum up some counterplay somehow. But yeah, here after e5, I mean, yeah, position is quite atrocious for white there, I think. Simple enough I can even put this here at the end of the day, sack this for a whole, that pawn itself, and I would still be winning by a lot. But yeah, generally, even though this creates, it was a bad trade by my opponent's position was quite terrible, so it becomes difficult. Okay, e5 looks natural to me. e5 maybe here, so let's give this check first and then go for e5. Oh, but does he have takes and then here? No, because I have bishop d6. Okay, so e5, if he takes, I have bishop d6. Oh, he could mix up the move order. He could have mixed up the move order there, but thankfully he did not. Knight d6. Rook a1 though. Looks natural as well. Natural and probably quite good. Could also just go knight f6. That's, yeah, actually just keep it simple. Go knight f6. Develop my pieces. And then I'm going to go here and, well, put pressure on this pawn, and I need to create some breathing space, so I'll go here. And yeah, this I can always defend with this, and there's no queen d5. So yeah, no need to be fancy. Just play the easy moves. And yeah, pretty clearly here he's losing, so we'll see how long it takes to be able to try and convert this. So rook a1 looks natural to me. Rook d8 even. Actually, rook d8 is doing too much. Let's go rook a1. Put the brakes on this pawn here. And yeah, okay, the pawn's not going anywhere. I'm just going to create some breathing space, though. Then he has some threats here. Yeah, nothing to be worried about. Let's just take here, I assume. Let's go here. Take here. He might go like bishop here. I would go e4, so there's never any threats ever. And there's no back rank. Just got to be 100% sure. e4 now. There's absolutely zero threats on my king. And there's no back rank. Oops, sorry again. There's no back rank. This bishop does a very nice job here. And it should be clean up from here. Bishop e5 is probably going to come. I might play here. It's definitely an option. And then check here would be nice. Check here, then check here, here, and like b5. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. Okay, he goes king there. Let's go for this check. Now this check. Lots of checks here being given. And then I can go here and, okay, there's still absolutely nothing here for him. Just got to be 100% safe. There's no stalemates. Still has a lot of material on the board. Queen b7. I'm going to go for rook here. And now I'm threatening rook b8. And I'm also threatening to push this even further. A knight on d6 would be nice, to be honest. He's probably going to go bishop g3. And I'm going to go here. Most likely. Okay. So let's just push this. And we see resignation. So yeah, I think this was, finally I played a decent game here. And okay, we're going to analyze that. Clearly my opponent made some mistakes here. Okay, yeah, I'm supposed to go e6 first. Oh, okay. Because then bishop f4 right here. So a6, a4, and then we sort of got the same thing, except now I'm clearly much better. And yeah, he missed this b5 idea. Knight c5 is nice. Queen here is probably played, but bishop c5 then. b4, knight b1. Okay, going back. Bishop e7, e3. Bishop e7 is a mistake. Queen d5, threatening e5. I saw this, but I was thinking that he could just go for queen f3. Knight c4. Knight b5 is not very obvious to me. What is the threat? I'm still threatening to go there. So if he goes back, I could take. Let's actually just refresh here, because usually my computer doesn't like to load. Okay, so bishop g3 here. e5 still, followed by rook d8. Okay, yeah, missed that. That would have been nice. And yeah, here I'm just up a pawn. Bishop e2 is difficult. I thought knight f3 was going to be played here. And I was thinking, I wasn't thinking about b3, to be honest. I was thinking just about rook c8 and then bishop e2, and I don't know, I just thought it was better. Knight h5 was my idea. Just grab the bishop here. I'm slightly better. But this made the position a lot more crazy, and okay, this I don't think mattered. Takes, exchange some pieces. And the engine doesn't like queen d5, right? I think queen d5 is a bad move, and yeah, it gives up all my advantage almost. So yeah, even though it trades queens and you're up a pawn, like this position is not at all good for black, because my pieces are like clamped here, my pawns are overcommitted and isolated. It's not a nice position here. So this was much better. And then my opponent made this blunder, rook c1. Obviously, it's hard to play the position though, because if you play a move like here, I pick up this pawn, I pick up more pawns, it becomes more and more difficult. And then here, obviously, it was just clean up. Yeah, it's not that difficult to play this position. You especially have the passed pawn. So yeah, that's the end of today's video, guys. If you liked the video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. And from now on, I will be uploading every week because I no longer have exam. So I'll see you guys in the next one.